Bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride it. Hold up, wait a minute, put a little love in it. Can't kick the habit, I got to have it. I'm what they call a live addict, live addict. Can't live without it, no shout about it. I'm a symptomatic live addict, live addict. Can't kick the habit, I got to have it. I'm what they call a live addict, live addict. Can't live without it, no shout about it. I'm a symptomatic live addict, live addict.
My name is Dave Caldera, and I come from Renton, Washington.
My name is Jody Baggy. I am 17 years old and I am from Bellevue, Washington.
I'm Emily Clark and I'm 16 years old and I go to Juanita High School in Kirkland, Washington.
My name is Missy. I'm from Los Alamos, New Mexico, but I live in Issaquah, Washington.
The bike trip is just an awesome time. It's 7 days to get away with the Lord, away from distractions. For me, it's time for me to get away from the business of my job.
Aurora Palazzo actually invited me. It was kind of a last minute thing, but I've kind of been on camp trips like this before and it's really strengthened my faith.
I ended up on the bike trip because I have gone to this church my whole life and this is my youth group, it's my family.
We're studying the book of Jonah and it talks a lot about how God is a God of second chances, which was really important in my life.
Act 1, Jonah on the Great Sea.
I got my first rail section, bought it at the 5 and dime, played it till my fingers bled, was the summer of '69. Me and some guys from school had a band and we tried real hard, till we quit, Joey got married, I should've known we'd never get far. Oh, when I look back now, the summer seemed to last forever, and if I had the choice, yeah, if there was one, I'd be there. Those were the best days of my life.
Jonah did not want mercy to be on the Ninevites. So what's he do? He heads off to Tarshish. In those days, it was the farthest point on the map. Jonah was trying to get as far away from God as humanly possible. Running, escaping from the presence, the conviction of God.
The furthest I've been from God in my life was probably about 4 or 5 months ago. I was kind of following the social norm of kind of what teenagers are supposed to do, and I was caught drinking, and I kind of just sat there and I realized like that's not where I'm supposed to be. Like I've never been that far away from my faith. So I was trying to put on a face for church and putting on a face for a youth group and put on another face for like my friends and people around me.
I in my life have also gone through things where I just don't want to do what the Lord wants me to do. I just want to be stubborn and do it my own way. Like when I was a freshman, I was in a relationship that just wasn't right. I knew that the Lord was not being glorified through the relationship, and it has ended up, hurting me, and I have scars from it. I see myself in Jonah when he ran from the Lord. I can totally relate, and I'm sure everybody in the world can, wanting to do something their own way and wanting to be in control of their own life.
In my life, I've been there. Friday night was let's go party, let's go get wasted and go to a club or whatever. That's where I was running to. And it came to a point where my life's going nowhere, puking in a hotel room, and I have nothing to show for it. So something needed to change. At that point, I turned my life around.
I've been running away from the Lord for a long time now, and just now I'm starting to understand how I can be forgiven and be swept clean of all my sins. I do realize that those scars will still be there and the pain will still be there, but it's a sign of what I was saved from, and it's not just a bad reminder of what I've been through.
Act 2 is the Great City.
Next port of call, Victoria, where another thrilling reception awaits her. The people of this capital city of British Columbia are ready and anxious to live up to their reputation for old-fashioned hospitality in front of the government's impressive Parliament building and the famous Empress Hotel.
Welcome to the epicenter, where we got spring and summer, but we skip the winter. Feel free to enter the zone of the super tones. Relate to the night and just rock the microphone. We live the time to float right beneath the earth's surface. Spending all our time reading books of right verses. The roof started shaking from the noise we were making. We emerged from the rubble. OC was taken with the music king of misses, so we rock the verb. Still neutralizing nothing, so forget what you heard. We never leave the cross behind, we use it as a banner. Ships in the vernacular, Jesus in the grammar. Throw your hands up high. Till the roof off, then point out the sky. Jesus son, back in California, kids in my eyes. But people, where you from? The mighty west side. Let me continue to lighten up the mood a little. Never number one, but never playing second fiddle. My thoughts are like a circle with Jesus in the middle. Rhyme for a reason, I don't rhyme to riddle. High emotions like a melon. No need to be alarmed, super tones is what you're smelling. If love and music rhyme, then baby, I'm a felon. When we go from here, my people, they will tell it.
In verse 4, Jonah began to enter into the city, and he was about a day's journey into it. He came in and people saw him, and he had one simple message, yet 40 days, and this place is going down. Here's Jonah with this simple message, 8 words long. Only 8 words, yet 40 days, and Nineveh shall be overthrown. To our surprise, look at the next verse. It says, so the people of Nineveh believed God. Listen, you guys, this is the greatest revival in all of history. 600,000 people, and it was just 8 words that pulled it off.
I think God's used me to witness, like Jonah to the Ninevites, with my mom, because she had fallen really far from her walk, and since my dad isn't a follower or a believer, he kind of wasn't there to support her. So I think her seeing me kind of set an example by kind of like praying and going to youth group and going to church, like kind of made her like take that extra step to be stronger in her faith. Kind of like Jonah was kind of an inspiration. He kind of showed the way to the Ninevites on how God wanted them to be. And that's kind of how I helped my mom. Like I helped her realize that God was needed in her life.
I feel that God has most used me because I've just gotten close to him and just gotten to know him. I don't think he's used me yet, but I think that he's set me up to be used. I don't really regret any of the decisions I've made because I feel that God is going to be able to use what I have used and all my experiences to reach out to other people to tell them, you know, I have been there. I'm not just preaching out of a book. I've been to that low point in life and I've gotten out of it.
When I was on a mission trip to Leipzig, Germany a few years ago, I was a part of a skit, and my role in the skit was of a lady that was having an abortion. It was really cool because a lady had actually watched the skit, and she wasn't a Christian. She was pregnant and she wasn't married. She was really considering having an abortion. She ended up accepting Christ. She decided that she was going to have her baby, and so that was just like incredible to me to think that the Lord used just even a little skit to save a human being.
God has used me many times with simple messages. I'd say most of the time, most effectively, just through being obedient by teaching the word, especially with the junior high. I'm the junior high pastor. Kind of like Jonah, his message wasn't long, and junior highers kind of tend to have a smaller attention span. They get easily distracted, so my messages are short, but God just works, you know, through little messages like that. It's an awesome thing to know that we don't have to be these eloquent, wordy, long-winded people for God to work. You know, his message is simple, and that's the best way to do it, is just keep it simple, you know, keep it nice and short, just like Jonah did.
If you're here tonight and you have never tasted of this grace that I've talked about, I want you to get up and I want you to go stand with them in the back. Do it now. Stand up and go in the back. Hallelujah. Don't be afraid. I know there's more of you. Don't be afraid.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain. But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have faith you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean.
As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sisters, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sisters, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the robe and crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, brothers, let's go down, come on down. Come on, brothers, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, fathers, let's go down, come on down. Oh, fathers, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the robe and crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, mothers, let's go down, come on down, don't you wanna go down? Come on, mothers, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sinners, let's go down, come on down.
This huge revival happens, but it displeased Jonah exceedingly, and he was very angry. He didn't like the Ninevites. He didn't think that God should show them any mercy. He was hoping that 40 days would come and they'd just be annihilated. That's what he was hoping for. But yet God showed them mercy. Why? Because the Bible says that God is not willing that anybody should perish. No one.
You know, Jonah's really ungrateful at the grace that the Lord has shown the Ninevites by saving them. You know, there's been times in my life where I've done the same thing, where I've said, you know, that person there, they're so far from God, how could God save them? Or somebody even in youth group where I'd be like, man, that kid's not gonna last. That, you know, they're just gonna get eaten alive. And the Lord has really humbled me. Even right now on this bike trip, there's somebody here that's a leader that, you know, at one point in time I said, hey, that person might not make it, because, you know, the world was drawing so much on them, and I was wrong, you know, I was really wrong. And now the Lord has them serving alongside me, which is really humbling, saying, Dave, you you're not as smart as you think you are. You know, you don't know how I work my grace.
I think that we as Christians can fully relate to Jonah when he was extremely angry at the Lord for saving these 6,000 people that were just sick people. And I definitely can relate myself to being extremely frustrated with God's grace at times when people around me who are Christians or say they're Christians are acting just like the world. When, you know, you're working so hard to keep a pure reputation, and you're so thankful for the Lord's grace for yourself, then you see, you know, your fellow classmates, even people at church, your family, doing things that are just outside of God's will, and yet they end up getting just the same amount of grace as you do. I don't think that we have a right to be frustrated. I don't think we have a right to be angry, but as a human being, it sure does happen quite often.
A way that I've been frustrated with God's grace, like to someone who doesn't, I don't know, not like deserve it, but that it just makes me really mad is it's just this girl that goes to my school, and she's really fake, and she kind of puts on a face. Like, she'll go to Young Life and she'll go to youth groups, but she'll go back to her home, and she'll kind of be the complete opposite of what she says she is. And it just makes me mad that like people can kind of say one thing and be another and still receive God's grace. But I guess I kind of had to accept that because that's how I was.
When I die and I lay me to rest, gonna go to the place that's the best. When I lay me down to die, going up to the Spirit in the sky, going up to the Spirit in the sky. That's where I'm gonna go when I die. When I die and they lay me to rest, I'm gonna go to the place that's the best.
I think during this trip, the thing I remember the most is just the fellowship with everyone here. Everyone is so supportive and so like just amazing to be around. Like, you don't meet really one negative person here, one person you wouldn't want to be friends with.
That's the highlight of my trip, is seeing kids changed.
Prepare yourself, you know it's